Good afternoon, I'm Remy Blair. It's Friday, October 13th, and you're watching NYSC TV Live. We're coming to you from the financial capital of the world from our studio above the iconic trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. We're right on the corner of Wall and Broad Streets in Lower Manhattan and wrapping up the work week and getting ready to ring the closing bell this afternoon. Every day, Monday through Friday, the closing bell rings at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to mark the end of the trading session. And today we are welcoming Ali Krieger, celebrated American soccer player and two-time World Cup winner. She is here today in this building as she marks the conclusion to a decorated 17-year professional career and gets ready to kick off a new chapter. Earlier this year, Ali announced her retirement after the 2023 NWSL season concludes. And now we're gearing up to celebrate Ali's career and all that she's done for the league from inside and outside the training pitch. It's a great pleasure to welcome Ali Krieger to the NYSC today. And for all of you joining us from across the U.S. and across the world, we have a special retirement message from Ali.
Come to announce that this will be my last season playing the beautiful game that I love so much. It has been a rewarding ride and a true honor to play at the highest level for so many years, and I can't wait for one more to go. It's important for me to announce my retirement early because I want to share this last year fully with my family, friends, teammates, coaches, and incredibly supportive fans over the years. The 2023 season is an opportunity to celebrate. But make no mistake, my entire focus is on winning the NWSL championship with Gotham FC. The NWSL title is still one of the only trophies I have yet to win in my career, and therefore I will give absolutely everything to this team this season. I cannot wait to share this year with all of you. And Gotham FC, let's go!
And there you have it. All over social media, there's special messages to Ali. I've seen hashtag #ThankYouKriegs trending on social this week. And seeing and hearing some of the touching messages from teammates at Gotham is a reflection of the type of leader and captain that Ali has been and how she has supported so many players throughout her career. Today we're marking a milestone for the world of soccer and also celebrating how the sport brings so many people together. Ali has impacted so many in soccer, and she comes from a generation of players who've lived through what may seem like many a lifetime of women's soccer in the United States. Here at the NYSC, we also keep a close eye on the pulse of the markets. And what a week we've had. We kicked off the trading week with a holiday shortened one, at least for the bond markets, but we didn't get a break for U.S. equities. And ahead of the market close, we're seeing the major equity averages trade on a mixed note. This week, all eyes were on the latest inflation data as well as earnings reports, as well as the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. In terms of economic data releases, U.S. CPI for September came in slightly above estimates, up by just 0.4%. Meanwhile, core U.S. CPI came in line with expectations, and the annual CPI rate held at 3.7%, with the core annual rate at 4.1%, which was the slowest in 2 years. The key takeaway from the report is that the stickiness of U.S. inflation does remain, and this will determine the path of interest rates. Also, big banks reported earnings on Friday and big profits. JP Morgan Chase beat profit and revenue estimates. Citigroup reported higher than expected revenue, while Wells Fargo topped expectations. Meanwhile, oil prices soared, with Brent and WTI rising ahead of the weekend. Oil supply concerns did push up the price of oil and the price of energy stocks. Meanwhile, gold prices saw a weekly boost on safe haven demand. Of course, the upcoming Federal Reserve meeting, which takes place at the end of this month from October 31st to November 1st, will be widely watched, with the rate announcement scheduled at the end of that two-day meeting. And now, for more exclusive insights, let's take a look at the latest from our very own NYSC Briefs.
Hi everybody, I'm Michael Reinking, coming to you straight from the trading floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Now, when we left you last Thursday, it looked like equity markets were going to continue to move to the downside, extending their weekly losing streak. However, we did rally on Friday to break that following a better than expected employment report. Now that may be seem a little bit counterintuitive, since we've been in this good is bad, bad is good feedback loop. However, I would highlight that while non-farm payrolls came in much better than expected, showing over 300,000 jobs were added to the economy, the household survey wasn't nearly as strong, and the wages data remained pretty tame, which gave markets some comfort that the Federal Reserve would not necessarily get more aggressive, in their policy stance. Now, this week, the focus was supposed to be on kind of inflation data, but given the events over the weekend, that did have some impact on financial markets. Now, we did initially see kind of a risk-off move with equities moving lower, treasuries catching a bid, and oil prices rallying after kind of last week's sell-off. But the key continues to be kind of around yields. We've seen longer dated treasuries yields down about 30 basis points throughout this week from last week's highs, following the geopolitical tensions, and then some somewhat dovish comments from Fed officials over this past week, including newly appointed Fed Vice Chair Jefferson, who have suggested that the recent move higher in yields has been doing some of the work for the Fed as financial conditions have been tightening, suggesting that they could remain on hold, at the November meeting. Now, last Friday, we did see kind of the S&P 500 kind of get pretty close to testing the 4,200 level and its 200-day moving average, and we've since rallied this week with that move lower in yields, and we're kind of back around 4,400, which is just below some key technical levels, the 50 and the 100-day moving average, and where we were following the Fed's rate decision in December. So from here, the focus is going to shift, hopefully, to earnings. We have multiple major financial companies reporting on Friday. Make sure to check out the nyc.com for our quarterly earnings preview. It does look like we could see the streak of 3 consecutive quarters of year-over-year earnings declines broken in Q3. And then as we look forward to next week, while earnings will drive much of the conversation, we have some key economic data on Tuesday with industrial production and retail sales out of both the U.S. and China, where we are looking for some potential green shoots in terms of their economy. And then on Thursday, we have a speech from Chair Powell at the Economic Club of New York. So that is going to do it for this week. Thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Reinking. This has been your Weekly Brief.
Thank you very much, Michael. And as we take a moment to reflect on the week in the markets, this week marked the beginning of a new chapter for a company that has witnessed many pivotal moments in history. Birkenstock went public this week. The 250-year-old German sandal maker started trading at $41 after the IPO priced at $46. That offering raised $1.48 billion and priced at the midpoint of the indicated range. Now here at the exchange, employees celebrated the occasion inside and outside of the exchange. Out in Experience Square, which is a unique space located in front of the exchange, we saw plenty of activity. Experience Square is on the cobblestone street at the corner of Wall and Broad Streets. New listings and issuers utilize the historic canvas to speak directly to the thousands of visitors to the New York Stock Exchange and those people who are outside of the exchange as well. And as I mentioned earlier this week, the square was turned into a garden for walking, resting, and relaxing. Here on the trading floor, we saw brokers and DMMs wearing Birkenstocks, and they showcased their casual footwear. One of the many exciting events that have taken place this month. Today, I'm excited to be covering all of the activities taking place here at the New York Stock Exchange, and very soon we'll be going upstairs above the trading floor, where so much activity takes place ahead of the closing bell ceremony. And as I mentioned, we will be going upstairs, and you'll get a sneak peek into what's happening on that in that boardroom on the 6th floor of 11 Wall Street. And now let's head on over there, and you'll get to see Stephanie upstairs.
Welcome, y'all, to the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Stephanie Dobbs-Brown, Chief Marketing Officer at Intercontinental Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. Normally, when we do this, we're celebrating listed companies. So they come in here and they're really celebrating a huge milestone in their journey. And today, we get to celebrate a champion, which we love to do at the New York Stock Exchange. normally we'll go in and we'll do a big introduction around all the different milestones that the company has hit, but it's such a friendly environment. These are all of your people, Allie, and so I will spare you all of that and just really speak from the heart on why it was so important for me and us to really have you here to do this. I think what you have done for the sport, for the world, for little girls everywhere is absolutely incredible. And at the New York Stock Exchange, what we get to celebrate, like I said, is listed companies and all of these milestones and champions that you saw up here and all of these people who are making a big difference in the world. And your retirement on Sunday, which I am going to be at and cheering you on, is just the beginning for the next stage of your career. But we would be remiss not to just have this moment today to put you up on that bell podium and really put a spotlight on you, because as I said to many of your team, like, it is a big deal what you've done for the game. It's just as big a deal what you have done for the sport, for women, for little kids everywhere who look up to you. And so just to be able to honor you today with the closing bell is something that we were absolutely thrilled to do and couldn't be happier to have you here doing it. So of course, having the Gotham team here, good luck on Sunday. Really, really big deal. As I said, I'll be out there watching you guys. But really couldn't be happier to have this moment to really celebrate your career and to celebrate everything that y'all have done together. So congratulations. Why don't you and Mary come up, say a few words, and then we'll talk a little bit about the ceremony. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. It is such a privilege for us to be here at the New York Stock Exchange. And I think what is most striking is we would not be here literally today. Women's sports would not be where they are today, which is on a rocket ship flying higher. Gotham FC, a team ready to celebrate Allie on Sunday by winning and getting into the playoffs if she keeps playing. And I'd venture to say, to your point, girls and boys, and especially throughout this region, wouldn't dream as big as they dream today, if not for Allie Krieger. Allie, our message back here says it so well. You're an incredible inspiration to all of us. You are a living legend. You're a superstar. Everything about you oozes superstar, from how gritty you are on the pitch, how incredibly fast you are. I'm a track and field person, and I'm amazed at your incredible speed and just the way you carry yourself as a leader to this team and our players every single day. So you're an inspiration. We're so honored to celebrate you, and every one of us feel it's a great privilege. And when I look out at our team here, who every one of us gets our joy by supporting you and your teammates, and I look at our commissioner, Jessica Berman, and our coach, head coach Juan Carlos, and everybody in support, they're all here because you paved the way. The league wouldn't be where it is today. We wouldn't be jumping on to push this forward. So we thank you for getting us here, and most importantly, you're going to have inspired us to an even better future. And so we thank you for that, and today we honor you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have time for a few words? Just very quickly, thank you to everyone here, to the club, first and foremost, because, we are bigger than just ourselves. And so I'm so honored and grateful to be a part of something bigger than myself. And to put on the Gotham jersey, it's been one of the proudest moments of my career, because we have such an incredible environment, and I play with such badass players. And I'm so lucky to show up to work every day and be around such powerful women who really inspire me to be better. And also thank you to my coach, Jesus, and also my head coach, Juan, who I just thank you so much for everything you put into every day, because you have created an environment for us to thrive and to really be our best and to be seen, felt, heard, valued. And I haven't felt that from a coach in such a long time. And it's really really inspiring and motivating for me to end my career with such an amazing leader like you. And I can't put into words how proud I am to be one of your players and to end my career representing not only the team and myself, but our wonderful coaching staff. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, all the work you put in to make me feel the way that I do and to continue to learn and play at this level is really incredible. Also to my friends, Marita and Alex, who make me look and feel so fierce all the time. You two have really helped me along the way, and I wouldn't be here also without your love and support, so thank you. But ultimately, to both of you, I really appreciate this. Is such an honor. This is like one of the best moments of my life, to be here and to represent the club in this way, and myself, my family, and my friends. So thank you. I know the work you all have put in, it does not go unnoticed, and I will never forget this moment. Thank you.
All right, so the opening and closing bell ceremonies, they happen every single day, right? And it is a real bell, so no pressure on us up there. So it is actually, the bell signifies the close of the markets. For everybody who rings the bell, you get a medallion.
Okay.
And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna get escorted down to the trading floor. Somebody is going to give us directions that we are then going to follow to the T. Close the bells, and then we're going to take some pictures and come back off down. Okay? Yeah. All right. Should we go close the markets? Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, Allie. Well, here at the New York Stock Exchange, we have many traditions that celebrate the history of the exchange and also the leaders of companies listed here, the entrepreneurs, many heads of states, as well as the talent behind the arts and sports. All of the forces that make so many dreams a reality. And of course, today we are celebrating the career of Allie Krieger. And in soccer, we're reminded of the ethos of sports and the fellowship that players bring not only to their teams and their countries, but also to their fans. So now let's hear from one of the many Allie Krieger fans out there.
Thanks, Allie, for an amazing career and dedication to the game. Thanks to you, my whole family is into soccer now, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Thank you for being such an inspiration. You just have inspired everyone to be a strong, independent woman, and we're so grateful for you and everything you've done for Gotham.
Allie, we just want to thank you for an awesome career, especially all the seasons you played at Gotham. We wish you the best.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you for being such an awesome soccer player. Thanks for making it a point that visibility is important.
Yeah, thank you for being such a great soccer player, but more importantly, a wonderful human being.
And we're also possibly going to name our baby after you.
Hi, Allie. We hope you enjoy your retirement, and thanks so much, and we're going to miss you.
It's been a pleasure watching you, especially on the United States team. So, you know, us people of United States soccer have a winning team to root for. Enjoy retirement.
Thank you so much for helping us win on the field, but also off the field. All your incredible work for the LGBTQ community is super inspiring.
We're so sad to see you go, Allie. Thank you for making this game a better place for everybody and leaving a legacy. Let's go, Allie Krieger!
We love having you on our local team, but we're really going to miss watching you play here.
Thank you, Captain. Have a great rest of your life.
So inspirational and touching to hear from fans across the country. And here we are, and we see the team as well as Allie Krieger coming down the hallway out of the boardroom, and she will slowly be making her way down to the trading floor. She has a couple flights to climb down, but of course she'll be taking the convenience of the New York Stock Exchange elevator. And now we have a little bit of history for you. The New York Stock Exchange is the world's largest stock exchange and boasts a multi-trillion-dollar market cap. We have so many traditions here, some that you just saw in the boardroom. And of course, one of those traditions is the Distinguished Guest Book signing. And that is one of the traditions that remains an important part of every bell ringing ceremony. Later on, we will see Allie sign that book. And I want to tell you a little bit about the tradition of signing this book, which dates back several decades. It's an honor that's shared by VIP guests and takes place right under the bell podium. Allie Krieger is following in the footsteps of business leaders, heads of states, and visionaries who have celebrated key moments here at the New York Stock Exchange. And of course, the iconic trading floor here at the Exchange, which is right behind me, is one of the last major physical trading floors in the world and allows the Exchange to operate its unique designated market maker model. Now the team is on the floor and Ali is making her way up to the podium. So very shortly you will see Ali and all of the guests who are here to ring the closing bell this afternoon. They will head on over to the podium and she will be signing the Distinguished Guest Book. Now, of course, there are so many traders as well as other people who are on the floor trying to take photos with her, and that goes without saying. I wish I could be on the floor as well, greeting Ali here as she gets ready to ring that closing bell in less than 15 minutes. So she's right down on the trading floor, which is behind me, and she's heading on over to the podium, which is under the bell podium. So as I mentioned, you see in the background as Ali makes her way through the floor, the NYSE is the only exchange that uses that designated maker model, or DMM. And these DMMs bring a human touch to the opening and closing of company stocks. So there she is, and the Distinguished Guest Book is being opened for Ali to sign. So let's watch and see what happens underneath that bell podium as Ali joins in all the prior guests as she signs that book. And there you go. So Ali just signed that Distinguished Guest Book down on the trading floor and right below the bell podium. And now let's take a look, and we have a short message from the New York Stock Exchange.
When you think of investment risk, do you consider climate risk? Changing weather patterns are impacting the way we live and the value of businesses, large and small. This can mean disruption to supply chains, changing demand for products, and shifting regulation. What does this mean for your business, your clients, and your investments? ICE offers data and markets that can provide critical insight. Manage your climate risk with ICE.
Connecting the opportunity is just part of the hustle.
Opportunity is using data to create a competitive advantage.
It's raising capital to help companies change the world.
It's making complicated financial concepts seem simple.
Opportunity is making the dream of home ownership a reality.
Writing new rules and redefining the game.
And driving the world forward to a greener energy future.
Opportunity is setting a goal
And charting a course to get there.
Sometimes the only thing standing between you and opportunity is someone who can make the connection.
At ICE, we connect people to opportunity.
And welcome back. I am here now with Allie Krieger. Allie, congratulations on an amazing career. When you look back at your career, tell me, what are your biggest highlights?
I think my biggest highlight was obviously fighting for equal pay. That's first and foremost, and also winning world championships and being a part of the Olympic team. And ultimately, I think with all that being said, making lifelong friendships with my teammates is probably the most proud I am about playing football.
Okay, now you mentioned actually fighting for women's equal rights. Now tell me, why was that so important to be an advocate for female players?
Yeah, because we have to fight for what we deserve, and we have to use our voice and our platform for good. And we have to continue that work, continue that fight, because we're not only just fighting for us as individuals or our team, we're fighting for women across all industries. And we thought at that moment, and we still do, think that it's time that we just continue to fight for equality, equity, respect, for the same amount of work that we put in as our counterpart.
All right, so big game coming up on Sunday. It is your last home regular season game against Kansas City. Tell me, what are your emotions as you head into this game?
There's a few emotions. Obviously, hopefully it's not my last game with Gotham or wearing the Gotham jersey. It's my last official home game ever. Club home game ever. And so it's bittersweet. My family, my friends, everyone will be there to support not only the team but me and in my career. And I'm so fortunate, and I feel all the love and the support. And so I'm trying to focus on the task at hand, because we want to win. And if we win, we get into the playoffs. And so that's the most important thing. But also just to feel all the love and appreciation that the fans and supporters are showing me for my career, and all of that, all of those gifts have really been so amazing, and I'm inspired by them every day, and I'm motivated every day, and I can't wait for the future in the next phase, but I'm really going to try to soak it all in.
Okay, you can't wait for the future, you can't wait for the next phase, but tell me, what's next?
I would love to be in broadcasting or analyzing, or I love talking soccer, sports in general, but I really have tried to perfect this game for over 30 years, right? And so I don't know if I should go and do something completely different. I want to stay within the game. I want to continue to fight for women in sport and women in general, and I think that that's something that is always going to be the first task for me, and something that's really, really important, and something that I really value.
All right, well, looking forward to your next chapter. Congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you.
On your retirement.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here today.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. I appreciate it.
Now, I think it's time for you to get ready to go ring that bell.
I'm ready. Let's bring it.
Okay. I'm Judy Shaw for NYC Floor Talk. Back to you, Remy.
Thank you so much, Judy. That was Judy Shaw of the New York Stock Exchange with Allie Krieger. And now Allie is heading up to the podium to ring that closing bell. But before Allie sprints up the staircase, let's take a quick look at a video from Gotham. Well, the countdown to the closing bell is on. We're getting ready for the end of today's trading session as well as the end of the trading week. Today is a very exciting close to the session as we celebrate the career of Allie Krieger. So before we get ready to ring that closing bell and mark the end of today's session, let's take another history lesson and take a look at the history of bells. Now, bells were first used at the New York Stock Exchange in the 1870s with the advent of continuous trading. And in 1903, when the exchange moved to its current building, a brass bell was installed and electrically operated and was large enough in size to resonate throughout the main trading floor. Now, we all know that the sound of the bell resonates around the world, not just here in New York. And when that bell is heard here at the exchange, as well as across the nation, we know that it signals either the start of the session or the end of the trading session at the world's largest stock exchange. We all know that the cheers are loud and the excitement is also contagious. Right before the closing bell, you'll see what's happening on the trading floor, and you'll also hear some of that contagious energy taking place. And before we get ready to ring that closing bell here at the New York Stock Exchange with Ali making her way up to the podium, let's take a look at where markets are closing. Now, when we started NYSE TV Live earlier today, we saw mixed trading for the major equity averages. Right now, we're seeing the Dow only up slightly above that flat line and up just barely 26 points as we head into the close. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ are lower, so we'll just have to wait until 4 p.m. Eastern Time when Ali rings that bell and marks the close of today's trading session. And we all know that this has been a very long week, but as we look ahead to the upcoming week in terms of economic data as well as earnings, we have plenty on tap. Now, we did get big bank earnings out today, and so far the big bank earnings have shown that the financial institutions are raking in profits. But of course, we all know that earnings reports are going to be closely watched to see how companies performed in the latest quarter amid high inflation figures. So we'll have to keep an eye on what happens in the coming week. But with the Middle East conflict also taking place, we're seeing commodities back in the spotlight. We'll keep an eye on those oil prices. We saw headline WTI here in the U.S. as Brent oil futures also closed much higher in the week. And before the closing bell rings here to mark the end of the trading week, I do want to mention that the VIX is considerably higher this week as well. Ahead of the close, we are seeing VIX up by about 16%, and that's just a reflection of some of the volatility we've seen across the markets this week. As well as gold and oil futures, they have closed up higher here in the U.S. as we head into the weekend. And as I mentioned earlier, that is all about safe haven demand amid all the geopolitical uncertainty. But here, as we get ready for the closing bell, let's get excited because not only are we closing out the session, but we are celebrating Ali's career and then her retirement. So let's take a look at the closing bell podium. And that was the closing bell, and that means the market is closed. The trading session and the trading week is over. For all of us from the New York Stock Exchange, we thank you for watching, and for all of you joining us remotely. From the New York Stock Exchange, we wish you a safe and happy weekend.
Together, we built something truly beautiful in the true iconic notion of what America is all about.
This is our task, this is our mission. We have a clear focus and we have the ability to be agile and innovate.
It takes years of dedication to get us to this milestone. It is all because of you.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. It is the only thing that ever has.
To be a woman leader, it's not so easy, but it's easy if the passion and the love is coming from your heart.
The New York Stock Exchange is the symbol of what America is all about. Potential of capitalism, the potential of an American dream.
The only way you can move a society forward is a true expression of freedom.